las adoro.
Hey creative friends! Welcome back to the channel where thrift meets DIY magic. Today we're diving into an epic upcycling journey using treasures from Savers and Value Village. Think old tennis rackets turned dragonflies, vintage chairbacks becoming garden trellises, lamp bases transforming into industrial art, and so much more. We'll repurpose everything from metal file cabinets to children's shoes, even vinyl records and hula hoops, to create whimsical garden decor, funky planters, and unique vertical gardens. Whether you're into rustic charm or modern edge, I've got step-by-step ideas to breathe new life into forgotten items, adding color, personality, and function to your outdoor spaces. Grab your tools, and let's turn trash into treasure with style and heart. Turn discarded tennis rackets into whimsical garden art with this DIY garden tool Dragonfly project using thrifted items from Savers or Value Village. Start by gathering 2 old tennis rackets, the wings, and a piece of scrap wood, such as a plank or broken handle, the body. Lay the rackets side by side, handles touching, to mimic wings. Place the wood body vertically across the racket handles, forming a dragonfly shape. Secure the rackets to the wood using wood screws or strong adhesive, ensuring it's stable enough for outdoor display. Add personality by painting the entire piece in metallic colors like copper, silver, or teal. Spray paint works best for an even coat. Let it dry completely before placing it in your garden or on a fence. For extra flair, glue on bottle caps or knobs as eyes. This eco-friendly art brings character and charm to any outdoor space. Create eye-catching garden art with this upcycled dragonfly made from Savers finds like ski poles and old window screens. Perfect for outdoor decor, this project gives discarded materials new life. Find a pair of ski poles at your local Savers or Value Village. They'll form the dragonfly's body. Cut one pole to the desired body length and use the other pole or scrap for the tail if you want added detail. Cut 2 wing shapes from old window screen material, either oval or curved triangle shapes to mimic insect wings. Attach the wings to the ski pole body using zip ties, thin wire, or strong adhesive. Position them in a cross pattern for balance. Spray paint the entire piece in vibrant or metallic hues for a whimsical finish. Let dry completely, then mount your dragonfly on a fence, post, or garden wall using screws or outdoor hooks. A creative, eco-conscious way to brighten your yard. Transform old wooden dining chairbacks from Savers or Value Village into a charming chairback trellis that brings vintage flair to your garden while supporting climbing plants. Start by selecting sturdy wooden chairbacks with decorative slats or scrollwork. Carefully remove the backs from the seats using a screwdriver or handsaw. Sand any rough edges and clean off dirt or debris. Paint the chairbacks in bright, cheerful colors, turquoise, sunny yellow, or cherry red, for a playful, eclectic garden look. Once dry, mount them vertically to a garden wall, fence, or stakes using outdoor screws or brackets. Space them evenly to create a trellis row or cluster them artistically for visual impact. Plant climbing vines like morning glories, sweet peas, or ivy at the base, allowing them to wind naturally up the chair backs. This creative upcycle adds personality and structure to your garden while keeping materials out of landfills. Give your garden an industrial chic upgrade with this DIY chairback trellis made from metal folding chairbacks found at Savers or Value Village. These durable pieces make a bold statement and a sturdy support for climbing plants. Collect several metal chairbacks, aim for at least 3 for visual balance. Align them vertically, either overlapping slightly or spaced evenly. Weld or bolt the backs together securely, ensuring the structure is stable for outdoor use. If welding isn't an option, use metal brackets and bolts for a strong hold. Bend old wire hangers into S-shaped hooks or loops and attach them across the structure to help guide and support vines. Optionally, spray paint the entire trellis in matte black, rust-resistant metallics, or bold colors to match your garden's aesthetic. Mount the trellis to a fence, wall, or wooden post using screws or heavy-duty garden ties. It's a tough yet stylish way to recycle and beautify your garden. Repurpose a brass floor lamp base from Savers or Value Village into a striking totem-style garden sculpture that adds height and artistic flair to any outdoor space. Start by selecting a solid brass or metal lamp base. Floor models work best for stability. Strip all electrical wiring and remove the bulb socket and cord to create a clean base. Gather scrap wood discs, painted metal parts, or even old hardware pieces to stack above the lamp base. Drill holes through the center of each piece if needed, so they can slide over the lamp's central rod or be glued and bolted into place. Alternate materials and colors to create a playful, layered effect. You can paint the wood in vibrant tones or leave it natural for contrast. Once assembled, seal the sculpture with a clear outdoor varnish or rust-resistant finish. Place it in your garden bed or patio as a unique weather-hardy art piece that celebrates creativity and reuse. Turn a thrifted table lamp base from Savers or Value Village into a bold industrial garden ornament by combining it with old bike gears and faucet handles. Start by choosing a sturdy metal table lamp base. Remove all electrical components, including the bulb socket and wiring. Clean the base and lightly sand if needed for paint or adhesion. Collect metal bike gears, faucet handles, or other small hardware parts with interesting shapes and textures. Arrange the pieces on and around the lamp base, stacking or layering them to create a mechanical, sculptural look. Attach the parts using strong epoxy, bolts, or weld for maximum durability outdoors. Spray the entire piece with metallic or matte black paint for a cohesive, weathered effect, or leave parts raw for that authentic industrial feel. Let it cure fully, then place it in a flower bed, near a path, or tucked into greenery as a quirky conversation-starting piece of recycled art. Repurpose ornate wooden frames from Savers or Value Village into a charming artsy garden partition that doubles as a plant support. Start by selecting several large decorative wooden frames. Look for variety in texture, but similar size for cohesion. Remove any glass or backing and clean the frames thoroughly. Arrange them vertically or in a grid, like window panes, and screw them together at the edges to form a larger panel. Cut chicken wire to fit each frame opening and staple it to the back for structural support and vine training. For extra flair, paint the frames in bright garden colors or antique whites for a vintage look. Once dry, mount the entire structure onto a fence, wall, or garden posts using heavy-duty outdoor screws or brackets. Plant climbing vines like clematis or snap peas below and let them grow through the wire. This upcycled partition adds character, function, and a creative twist to any outdoor space. Give your garden a playful decorative boost with a faux greenhouse wall, made from small plastic picture frames found at Savers or Value Village. These lightweight frames are perfect for crafting cheerful outdoor art. Gather several small frames in different shapes and sizes, and remove the glass and backing. Paint each frame in pastel shades like mint green, lavender, blush pink, or sky blue. Spray paint works well for smooth, even coverage. Once dry, arrange the frames on a wooden pallet in a balanced layout, mixing sizes for visual interest. Attach the frames using screws, nails, or heavy-duty adhesive suitable for outdoor use. Add faux vines, artificial succulents, or mini vertical planters inside and around the frames to mimic a whimsical greenhouse display. Prop the pallet wall against a fence or mount it for a lightweight, eye-catching feature. This easy, budget-friendly project adds color and personality to patios, balconies, or garden corners. Transform a hanging shoe rack from Savers or Value Village into a practical and space-saving garden tool wall perfect for keeping essentials organized and within reach. Start by selecting a fabric or vinyl over-the-door shoe organizer with clear or mesh pouches. Clean the organizer and reinforce any weak seams if needed. Mount it securely to a fence, shed wall, or wooden post using nails, screws, or heavy-duty zip ties through the top grommets or hanging loops. Label the pouches with waterproof markers or tags to designate spaces for gardening gloves, hand tools, seed packets, twine, plant labels, and more. For added durability, punch small drainage holes in the bottom of each pouch to prevent water accumulation. Optionally, spray paint the fabric with outdoor safe paint to match your garden's aesthetic. This clever upcycle keeps your garden tidy, tools easy to find, and makes use of something many overlook: simple, smart, and sustainable. Repurpose over-the-door shoe cubbies from Savers or Value Village into a clever garden storage and seed starting station that's both functional and eco-friendly. Choose a fabric or plastic cubby-style organizer with deep pockets. Clean the organizer thoroughly and inspect for any damage. Mount it securely to the outside or inside of a shed wall using screws, nails, or hooks through the top loops or grommets. Collect clean, dry yogurt cups or similar containers and place one in each cubby. These will act as mini bins for sorting small hardware like screws, nails, plant tags, or even as seed starter pots. Label each cup with a marker or stickers for quick identification. For seed starting, punch drainage holes in the bottoms of the cups and fill with soil and seeds, watering gently. Add a clear shower curtain or plastic sheet flap if needed to shield contents from rain. This upcycled project turns clutter into a tidy multipurpose garden helper with almost no cost. Turn vintage vinyl records from Savers or Value Village into eye-catching, spinning garden art by transforming them into colorful flower shapes. Start by selecting a few records with interesting labels or colors. Preheat your oven to about 200 degrees Fahrenheit 93 degrees Celsius and line a baking sheet with parchment paper. Place one record on the sheet and heat for 3 to 5 minutes until the vinyl softens and becomes pliable. Watch carefully to avoid melting or warping too much. Quickly, using oven mitts, mold the softened record into a flower shape by bending and curling the edges or cutting petal shapes if desired. Let the shaped vinyl cool and harden completely. Drill a small hole in the center of the flower and attach it to a metal rod or sturdy garden stake using screws or strong adhesive. Insert the stakes into your garden beds where the flowers can catch the breeze and spin, adding dynamic color and movement. This creative reuse blends nostalgia with playful outdoor decor. Create vibrant, abstract garden art by layering thrifted 45 RPM vinyl records with colorful CD spindles, all sourced from Savers or Value Village. Start by collecting a variety of 45 RPM records with bold labels and a stack of empty CD spindles in bright colors. Clean each piece to remove dust and grime. Layer one or more records with several CD spindles stacked in the center hole to build thickness and create a fun, textured disc. Secure the layers together using strong epoxy or by drilling through the center and bolting them tightly. Attach each finished disc onto metal rods salvaged from old shelving units, sliding them down to rest securely. Arrange multiple discs of varying sizes and colors along several rods for a dynamic abstract sculpture. Plant the rods firmly into your garden beds or containers to add playful, colorful movement as the wind sways the discs. This project transforms forgotten media and scrap metal into lively modern outdoor art. Transform a pair of aluminum crutches from Savers or Value Village into a rustic garden trellis that supports climbing vines while adding a unique decorative touch. Start by cleaning the crutches thoroughly and removing any rubber tips or accessories. Position 2 or more crutches side by side, aligning the tops evenly. Bolt or securely fasten them together at the top with screws, bolts, or sturdy wire to create a stable tripod or teepee shape. Reinforce the connection by tightly wrapping natural twine or jute rope around the joint, knotting it firmly for both strength and charm. Optionally, wrap twine down the legs to add texture and improve grip for plants. Place the assembled trellis firmly into your garden soil. Plant fast-growing vines such as sweet peas, morning glories, or clematis at the base and guide their tendrils upward. This eco-friendly upcycle turns medical aids into whimsical garden supports with character and function. Give your garden a charming, whimsical focal point by repurposing wooden crutches from Savers or Value Village into a painted garden obelisk adorned with fairy lights. Start by selecting sturdy wooden crutches and cleaning them well. Paint the crutches in soft pastel shades like mint, lavender, or blush, or opt for classic white for a fresh vintage vibe. Allow the paint to dry thoroughly. Arrange 3 or 4 crutches in a cone or pyramid shape, standing upright with the tops meeting. Secure the crutches together at the top by screwing or bolting them tightly, ensuring stability. Wrap delicate fairy lights around the structure, starting at the base and spiraling up to the top, plugging into a nearby outdoor outlet or using solar-powered lights. Plant climbing vines or flowers around the base to grow upward along the obelisk. Place your finished piece in a garden corner or near a patio to enjoy a magical glow at dusk, an enchanting eco-conscious garden accent made from reclaimed materials. Transform a broken box fan from Savers or Value Village into a sleek, modern garden sculpture that combines industrial charm with artistic flair. Start by removing all electrical components, wiring, and the motor, leaving just the metal or plastic frame and blades intact. Clean the frame and blades thoroughly to remove dust and rust. Spray paint the entire fan assembly in a bold, weather-resistant color like matte black, metallic silver, or vibrant red to create a striking visual impact. Once dry, securely mount the fan frame to a sturdy fence panel or attach it to a tall wooden post using heavy-duty screws or metal brackets. Angle the fan slightly or leave it flat for a dynamic focal point. Optionally, add small decorative elements like faux succulents or LED string lights around the frame for added interest. Place your sculpture in a prominent garden spot where it can catch the eye and spark conversation, an inventive reuse that turns broken appliances into contemporary outdoor art. Upcycle an oscillating fan head from Savers or Value Village into a stunning metal flower sculpture perfect for your garden. Begin by carefully disassembling the fan head to remove the blades, motor, and casing, keeping the blades intact. Clean and sand the fan blades to remove rust and old paint. Arrange the blades in a circular pattern, overlapping slightly to mimic flower petals. Weld or bolt the blades together at the center, securing a small metal disc or washer as the flower's core. Attach the flower head to a length of scrap metal tubing, which will serve as the stem. Weld or bolt firmly for stability. Optionally, paint the petals and stem in vibrant or metallic colors to add personality. Plant the sculpture firmly in your garden soil or mount it on a base to create a durable, whimsical flower that celebrates industrial reuse and adds bold, artistic flair to your outdoor space. Create a surreal and whimsical garden display by transforming thrifted action figures or dolls from Savers or Value Village into monochrome garden stakes. Start by selecting a variety of plastic or vinyl toys with interesting poses or details. Clean the toys thoroughly and remove any clothing or accessories if desired. Paint all the figures uniformly in a single color, metallic gold, matte white, or bold black work well, to unify the collection and add an artful twist. Use spray paint for an even coat, and allow them to dry completely. Attach each toy securely to a wooden stake or dowel using strong adhesive, screws, or zip ties, positioning them to stand upright. Insert the stakes into your garden beds, pathways, or lawn for a quirky, eye-catching installation that contrasts playfulness with sophistication. Group the figures in clusters or scatter them for an eclectic vibe. This imaginative upcycle turns forgotten toys into surreal outdoor art that sparks conversation and delights visitors. Create quirky, funky garden guardians by upcycling toy robots or cars from Savers or Value Village and mounting them onto salvaged bricks or cinder blocks. Begin by choosing colorful, sturdy plastic toys like robots or miniature cars with cool details. Clean the toys and bricks thoroughly, removing dirt and debris. Use a strong outdoor adhesive or construction glue to securely attach each toy to the top or side of a brick or cinder block, pressing firmly and allowing ample drying time. For extra stability, consider drilling pilot holes and inserting small screws or anchors if the materials allow. Arrange your new guardian strategically around your garden, lining pathways, framing flower beds, or guarding entrances, to add playful charm and personality. Optionally, paint the bricks or toys in bright, complementary colors or leave them weathered for a vintage look. This imaginative project repurposes toys and construction scraps into delightful, eye-catching garden art. Give your garden a quirky rustic edge by repurposing wooden window shutters from Savers or Value Village as a funky fence or garden bed border. Start by selecting sturdy shutters with charming details like louvers or peeling paint for character. Clean and lightly sand the shutters to remove dirt and splinters while preserving their vintage look. Optionally, apply a weatherproof sealant or paint to protect the wood from the elements. Dig evenly spaced holes along the edge of your garden bed or along the fence line, deep enough to securely hold each shutter upright. Sink each shutter vertically into the ground, spacing them close together or with gaps for an eclectic effect. Firmly pack soil or gravel around each base to stabilize. Add climbing plants or trailing vines nearby to soften the look and create natural greenery accents. This simple, creative reuse turns old shutters into charming, functional garden architecture full of personality. Brighten and define your garden paths with colorful edging made from plastic louvered shutters found at Savers or Value Village. These lightweight, weather-resistant shutters are perfect for easy installation and lasting use. Cut the shutters into manageable sections or individual louvers using a handsaw or power tool, depending on your desired length. Sand any rough edges for safety and neatness. Paint the pieces in coordinating colors or a single shade to create a cohesive look. Outdoor spray paint works best for smooth, durable coverage. Once dry, Stake the sections vertically along the edges of your garden paths, pressing them firmly into the soil or securing with small wooden stakes behind for extra stability. Space evenly to form a continuous border that adds both function and flair. For extra creativity, consider alternating colors or adding decorative touches like painted patterns or decals. This upcycled edging is an affordable, playful way to elevate your garden style while recycling plastic materials. Transform small wooden drawers salvaged from furniture at Savers or Value Village into a charming tiered wall planter perfect for vertical gardening. Begin by selecting drawers of similar sizes and sturdy construction. Clean the drawers thoroughly and sand any rough spots. Paint or stain them in your preferred colors for a cohesive look or leave them natural for rustic charm. Attach each drawer securely to a wooden pallet in a vertical arrangement using screws or strong brackets, ensuring stability and even spacing. Line the inside of each drawer with landscape fabric or plastic to protect the wood and retain soil. Fill the drawers with potting mix and plant herbs, succulents, or trailing flowers. Mount the pallet planter on a garden wall or fence with sturdy hooks or brackets, creating a vibrant, space-saving garden feature that recycles old furniture parts into living art. Create a sleek, modern vertical garden by repurposing plastic drawer bins from Savers or Value Village into colorful wall planters perfect for succulents or herbs. Clean the bins thoroughly and remove any stickers or residue. Spray paint all the bins in a single color or a coordinated palette using outdoor-friendly paint to unify their appearance and add a fresh, polished look. Once dry, securely screw the bins into a sturdy fence, garden wall, or wooden board, spacing them evenly for balance and accessibility. Drill small drainage holes in the bottoms if they don't already have them to prevent waterlogging. Fill each bin with well-draining soil and plant your favorite succulents, herbs, or small flowers. Arrange your vertical garden in a sunny spot and enjoy a low-maintenance, stylish display that turns forgotten storage into functional living art. Turn thrifted hardcover books from Savers or Value Village into a quirky garden pedestal that adds literary charm to your outdoor space. Start by selecting sturdy books with colorful or vintage covers. Apply several coats of outdoor polyurethane to each book to protect them from moisture and weather, letting each coat dry thoroughly. Stack the sealed books in a visually pleasing order, mixing sizes and colors for interest. Drill a hole through the center of each book spine large enough to fit a sturdy wooden dowel. Thread the dowel through the stack to secure the books together, cutting it to size so it extends slightly beyond the top and bottom for stability. Add a small base or feet under the stack if desired for extra support and elevation. Place your new pedestal in the garden to display a potted plant, bird bath, or sculpture, an unexpected and charming statement piece that blends creativity with upcycling. Create a sturdy and stylish garden display pedestal by repurposing old encyclopedias from Savers or Value Village. Begin by selecting a stack of encyclopedias with hard covers in decent condition. Use strong outdoor adhesive or wood glue to firmly bond the volumes together in a neat stack, pressing and clamping if possible to ensure a solid hold. Once dry, coat the entire stack generously with a weather-resistant outdoor sealant or varnish to protect against moisture, sun, and wear. Allow the sealant to dry fully, applying multiple coats if needed for durability. Place your sealed book stack in a garden corner or patio area. Top the pedestal with a decorative flower pot, bird bath, or garden sculpture to create an eye-catching focal point. This project creatively transforms forgotten knowledge into a functional and charming outdoor art piece. Give new life to thrifted hula hoops from Savers or Value Village by transforming them into a stunning spherical garden sculpture that glows or blooms. Start by gathering 2 or 3 plastic or metal hula hoops in similar sizes. Carefully disassemble the hoops if possible, or cut and reshape them using pliers or a hacksaw to create flexible arcs. Reassemble and join the hoops together to form a 3D sphere or orb shape, securing connections with zip ties, wire, or strong adhesive at the intersection points. For a magical evening effect, wrap the spherical frame tightly with solar-powered string lights, ensuring the battery pack is easily accessible. Alternatively, weave climbing vines or faux greenery around the structure for a natural living sculpture. Place the sphere on the ground, hang it from a tree branch, or mount it on a sturdy stand or pole in your garden. Enjoy the whimsical, eco-friendly art piece that brightens and enlivens your outdoor space day and night. Create eye-catching abstract garden sculptures by repurposing rigid exercise hoops or jump ropes from Savers or Value Village. Start by selecting sturdy, rigid hoops or cut jump ropes into loops of varying sizes. Arrange the hoops in overlapping or interlocking patterns to form dynamic shapes, circles, ovals, or free-form clusters. Secure the connections firmly with weather-resistant zip ties or thin wire, reinforcing weak points for stability. For added interest, combine different colors or textures of hoops and ropes. Hang your finished sculpture from tree branches using strong cord or hooks for a floating effect, or stake it firmly into the ground with metal or wooden poles to create standing art installations. Optionally, spray paint the pieces in bright colors or metallic finishes to enhance visual impact. Position the sculptures in your garden to add movement, color, and modern flair, an inventive, budget-friendly way to upcycle fitness gear into outdoor decor. Transform a 2-drawer metal file cabinet from Savers or Value Village into a unique, space-saving garden planter perfect for flowers or herbs. Start by turning the cabinet on its back so the drawers open upward, creating accessible planting beds. Thoroughly clean the cabinet and sand any rust spots. Apply a rust-resistant primer and outdoor paint to protect it from weather and add color to match your garden aesthetic. Drill drainage holes in the bottom of each drawer to prevent waterlogging. Line the drawers with landscape fabric or plastic to keep soil contained while allowing drainage. Fill the drawers with quality potting soil and plant your favorite herbs, flowers, or succulents. Position the cabinet in a sunny spot and enjoy a quirky recycled planter that turns office furniture into vibrant garden art. Give your garden a quirky vertical planter by repurposing desk drawer units from Savers or Value Village. Start by stacking several drawers vertically, securing them together with screws or strong brackets for stability. Pull each drawer out partially to create staggered shelves perfect for planting. Clean the drawers thoroughly and apply outdoor sealant or paint for weather protection and style. Drill drainage holes in the bottom of each drawer to prevent water buildup. Line drawers with landscape fabric to hold soil while allowing drainage. Fill each drawer with potting mix and plant trailing plants like ivy, petunias, or nasturtiums to cascade beautifully over the edges. Position the assembled unit against a fence or wall in a sunny spot, creating a lively, space-saving garden feature that creatively transforms old office furniture into living art. Turn a standing coat rack from Savers or Value Village into a charming vertical garden centerpiece by hanging small planters or recycled bottles filled with flowers or herbs. Start by thoroughly cleaning and, if desired, repainting the coat rack for a fresh look and added weather protection. Attach sturdy hooks or S-hooks to the arms of the rack. Fill small hanging planters or repurposed bottles with soil and your choice of flowers, succulents, or herbs, ensuring proper drainage. Hang the planters securely from the hooks, arranging them at different heights for visual interest. Anchor the coat rack firmly in the ground using bricks, heavy stones, or by securing the base in concrete to prevent tipping. Place your new garden display in a sunny spot to brighten patios, balconies, or garden corners with vertical greenery and colorful blooms. This creative upcycle adds height, charm, and functionality to your outdoor space. Upcycle a wall-mounted coat rack from Savers or Value Village by attaching it to a sturdy wooden post to create a versatile garden feature. Start by securely mounting the coat rack to the post using screws or bolts, ensuring it's stable and upright. Clean and repaint the rack and post if desired, using weather-resistant paint for durability and style. Hang mini lanterns, small plant pots, or solar-powered string lights from the rack's hooks, mixing elements to add charm and functionality. Place the post in your garden, patio, or pathway by anchoring it firmly in the ground with concrete or heavy bases for stability. Arrange your hanging items creatively to brighten and personalize the space both day and night. This imaginative reuse turns a simple coat rack into an enchanting multi-purpose garden accessory. Turn a metal toolbox from Savers or Value Village into a cool, portable succulent planter that adds character and convenience to your garden. Start by cleaning the toolbox thoroughly and removing any rust or debris. Drill several drainage holes in the bottom to prevent waterlogging. Optionally, paint the exterior with weather-resistant paint to personalize and protect it. Attach casters salvaged from an old office chair to the bottom corners of the toolbox using screws and brackets, ensuring they're securely fastened for smooth mobility. Line the toolbox with landscape fabric to keep soil contained while allowing drainage. Fill with well-draining succulent soil mix and arrange your favorite succulents inside, creating an attractive, low-maintenance display. Roll your unique planter anywhere in your garden or patio for easy sunlight adjustment and charming portable greenery. Transform a plastic tackle box from Savers or Value Village into a compact, organized planter ideal for small herbs or rock garden plants. Start by removing any internal dividers to create open planting space. Clean the box thoroughly to remove dust and debris. Line the inside with landscaping fabric to retain soil while allowing proper drainage. Drill a few small drainage holes in the bottom if needed to prevent water buildup. Fill the box with well-draining soil suitable for your chosen plants. Plant small herbs like thyme, chives, or rosemary, or opt for drought-tolerant rock garden plants such as sedum or sempervivum. Place your tackle box planter on a sunny windowsill, balcony, or patio table for a charming, space-saving green spot that creatively repurposes fishing gear storage into garden beauty. Give your garden a charming vintage touch by repurposing an old screen door from Savers or Value Village as a vertical garden divider or vine trellis. Start by cleaning the door thoroughly and sanding any rough spots. Choose a pastel paint color for a soft, fresh look, or distress the paint for rustic, shabby chic appeal, then apply your finish and let it dry completely. Securely mount the screen door vertically in your garden using sturdy stakes, posts, or attach it to a fence for stability. Plant climbing vines like clematis, morning glory, or sweet peas at the base, training them to weave through the screen mesh over time. Use the screen door to visually divide garden spaces or create a cozy nook with added privacy. Optionally, hang small pots or decorative items on the frame to enhance the aesthetic. This project transforms forgotten doors into functional, eye-catching garden art full of personality. Transform a metal security door from Savers or Value Village into a striking industrial-style vertical garden feature. Start by cleaning the door thoroughly and removing any rust or dirt. If desired, spray paint it with a weather-resistant paint in a matte black, gray, or bold color to enhance its rugged aesthetic and protect against the elements. Securely mount the door vertically against a garden wall or fence using sturdy brackets or anchors. Attach small planters, pots, or hanging baskets to the metal grates using hooks, zip ties, or S-hooks, creating a modular planting system. Plant trailing vines like ivy, pothose, or philodendron to weave naturally through the grates, softening the metal and adding greenery. For added flair, integrate fairy lights or small garden ornaments. Position this industrial vertical garden where it can serve as a bold focal point, blending urban edge with lush nature in your outdoor space. Create a charming vintage-inspired garden fence by lining up several wooden headboards sourced from Savers or Value Village. Begin by selecting headboards of similar height and style for a cohesive look, or mix different designs for an eclectic vibe. Clean each headboard thoroughly and sand any rough patches to prepare for painting. Choose a unifying paint color. Soft pastels, crisp white, or bold shades work well, and apply weather-resistant outdoor paint to protect the wood and create a polished finish. Arrange the headboard side by side along your garden boundary or flower bed edge, spacing them evenly. Secure each headboard into the ground using sturdy stakes or by attaching to fence posts for stability. Optionally, add climbing plants or hanging pots to soften the look and integrate the fence into your garden's natural beauty. This creative reuse turns old furniture into functional, eye-catching garden decor full of personality. Repurpose metal bed frames from Savers or Value Village into elegant garden trellises or decorative fence ends that add vintage charm and function. Start by selecting sturdy frames with ornate scrollwork or patterns. Clean the frames thoroughly and remove any rust or flaking paint. Apply a rust-inhibiting primer followed by outdoor paint in a color that complements your garden. Classic black, white, or a soft pastel work beautifully. Securely install the frames vertically in your garden beds or along fence lines, anchoring them firmly into the soil with stakes or by attaching to posts. Plant climbing plants like roses, beans, or clematis at the base, training the vines to weave through the metalwork over time. For added durability, touch up paint annually and ensure stable mounting. These ornate metal bed frames create stunning vertical accents that blend vintage style with practical plant support. Give old children's shoes from Savers or Value Village a new life as charming mini planters in a vertical garden stack. Start by cleaning the shoes thoroughly and removing laces or inserts to create planting space. Drill small drainage holes in the soles to prevent water buildup. Attach sturdy eye hooks or wire loops to the shoes for secure mounting. Using a strong central pole or wooden stake, Stack the shoes vertically by hanging or wiring them at different heights, spacing evenly for balance. Fill each shoe with well-draining potting soil and plant small succulents, herbs, or trailing plants. Position your unique planter in a sunny garden spot or patio corner where it becomes a playful, whimsical focal point. Water carefully and enjoy this fun, eco-friendly way to upcycle children's footwear into lively garden art. Turn thrifted high heels from Savers or Value Village into vibrant, quirky garden art or succulent planters that instantly catch the eye. Start by thoroughly cleaning each shoe and removing any insoles for planting space. Spray paint the heels in bright, bold colors or fun patterns to unify the look and protect them from weather. Drill drainage holes in the soles if you plan to use them as planters. Securely mount the painted heels onto fence posts or sturdy wooden stakes using screws, brackets, or heavy-duty adhesive, positioning them at varying heights for a dynamic display. Fill with well-draining soil and plant hardy succulents or air plants that thrive in small containers. Arrange multiple heels together for a whimsical garden border or statement piece that blends fashion flair with upcycled creativity, turning discarded footwear into charming outdoor decor. Turn vintage record sleeves from Savers or Value Village into a vibrant pop culture mural perfect for brightening garden fences or walls. Start by selecting colorful or iconic album covers with eye-catching artwork. Carefully laminate each record sleeve to protect against weather and fading, creating durable, glossy panels. Choose scrap wood panels or plywood boards as sturdy backings and securely attach the laminated sleeves using waterproof glue or screws with washers. Arrange the panels in a grid or creative pattern to form a mural that reflects your music taste and personal style. Mount the finished panels onto your garden fence or wall with strong brackets or hooks, ensuring they are level and securely fastened. Optionally, add clear outdoor sealant over the entire mural for extra protection. This project transforms forgotten music memorabilia into an expressive, weatherproof outdoor art installation that adds color and personality to your garden space. Create a charming music-themed garden backdrop by upcycling sheet music or album inserts from Savers or Value Village. Start by selecting your favorite vintage or decorative sheets. Arrange the sheets on a clean, smooth metal or wooden board, overlapping or layering them for an artistic collage effect. Use Mod Podge or outdoor decoupage glue to seal the sheets onto the surface, applying multiple coats over the entire board to protect against moisture and fading. Let each coat dry completely before adding the next for a durable, weather-resistant finish. Once fully sealed, mount the decorated board outdoors on a fence, garden wall, or as a standalone backdrop using sturdy hooks or brackets. Position near seating areas, patios, or garden paths to infuse your space with vintage charm and a love for music. This creative project beautifully blends upcycled art with outdoor decor for a unique, personalized garden statement. Thanks for joining this Savers and Value Village DIY adventure. From quirky dragonflies made with tennis rackets and ski poles, to vintage headboard fences, toolbox planters on wheels, and even high-heel succulent displays, we've explored endless ways to upcycle and beautify your garden with budget-friendly finds. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more creative hacks and eco-friendly projects that make your space uniquely yours. Share your own thrifted DIY wins in the comments. I love seeing your magic. Until next time, keep crafting, keep dreaming, and remember, every old thing has a new story waiting to bloom. Happy creating, friends!
Cazadoro.